mash my M&Ms. Mama made me mash my M&Ms. Whoops. Mama made me mash my M&Ms. 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 Hey, Michael, just the first person. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's not graded. All right, let's do it. Let's go to the piece. Oh, and yeah, you'll have some piano help. So people will sing it really nicely right from the beginning.
Is this a good spot for this? Did you put this?
Kind of. You know, it's not ideal. Maybe move back a little bit. There we go. This room is not an ideal room. There's still a second part to that.
Oh! Where did I finish? Do I not have a grade 30?
Are you missing a page?
Measure 30? Oh, okay.
Start over at the butt in her. Start the first butt in her heart before 23.
Okay.
But in her heart, Nice. Here, oh, don't leave. You get a few more minutes.
Oh, I did.
So what we'll do after every person is the 1, 2, 3 clap. So I go 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was pretty good. So where do you want to go? You get to pick a spot. Everybody else can sit down for a little bit, so we don't have to stand up for you.
Pick up to 9.
Ooh, pick up the 9.
Is that weird? Is that okay?
That's awesome. And July, oh, you're gonna do the second section, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so what are you listening for right now? Just tell me what's in your head.
I was thinking of a crescendo and then a decrescendo.
Oh.
I wasn't.
Yeah, and it's hard to do with everybody. So
Yeah.
here's what I suggest. Focus on one part, probably the first part, on doing that. And so one of two things can happen. Either, if you succeed at getting, I guess it's the soprano part to do that, then everyone else will follow and imitate that.
Okay.
Or they might not. And then you could say something like, hey, did you hear how beautiful that crescendo and decrescendo was by the soprano? Let's all put that in our thing, right? Because there's no way you can micromanage the crescendo and decrescendo of 4 separate parts, right?
Yeah.
And so as long as you conduct the first one, I think it's reasonable to expect everybody to maybe get it. And then you don't yell at them. You don't say, I can't believe that you didn't imitate the sopranos. You say, we should just imitate the sopranos on that, right?
Okay.
So here we go. Do it again and make sure that you're giving the crescendo and decrescendo to the soprano.
All right. Same spot?
Yeah, let's just do soprano alone,
Okay.
and let's discover what that would look like to be a crescendo and a decrescendo in there. So anyone who wants to sing soprano can, at least the sopranos, and we're only doing the soprano part. Yeah, let's start it a little softer so they have more growth. So maybe at the beginning go, "On July in her eyes have rays, on July," and then think about just turning the hand over.
Okay.
See what that does to them, and then turning it back over like this. And so pretending it's like a 1980s stereo receiver. You guys have no idea.
We know.
But there was always that giant volume thingy on it.
We still have stereo systems around.
Really?
I had lots of.
I just thought y'all listened to your phone. Okay, great. That's awesome. And so there was usually some giant knob that you kind of turn like this, And so just kind of go like that. Here we go.
Okay.
So you start off with your hand like this because you want them to start soft. Now turn it over. Yeah. Isn't that an amazing left-hand gesture to do that? And I mean, everybody put your left hand and go put it here and then go like this and then go back. Like we can all. That does not require any tremendous physical abilities there, right there. You know what I mean? And the goal is, if you can, to go like this. Once it bobs up and down, it turns into like mirroring, but bad mirroring. And so what you might do is kind of walk around campus conducting, and then just looking at it go, is it going up and down? No. And what will happen is when you focus on your left hand or your non-dominant hand, then the right hand will get worse. It'll kind of start going, and that's okay. That's normal. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Thanks, Maddie.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll do is everybody gets a little bit of kind of practice time. Not anything. You don't even get graded on it. Just like time to learn. It's Michael time.
It is. I'm doing before my eyes.
Thank you. I don't have a rubric category for is the stand at the right place. I should have that. Daniel's worth at least 2 basses.
Solo. One beat solo.
One, two, three. Hey, what was up with this? That changed our sound.
It was just like a little bit warmer, but a little bit less.
Yeah.
It was like wiggly.
I can't say I've ever taught anyone to do the wiggly fingers technique, but I think we were a little kind of holding it a little bit, and it kind of loosened up our tone a little bit. Maybe I've wiggled my hands before. I've never wiggled my fingers, so that was interesting. I'd like to work on the beginning. Is that okay?
I paid too early, and I was like, "What is going on?"
I know, right? So while Michael gets acclimated to being up there, on the way home from church on Sunday, there was Freakonomics was on NPR. You guys ever watch the Freakonomics podcast thing? And they were talking. They were talking about this is not specifically in regards to Michael of the how we perform when we're in front of people versus how we perform, by ourselves, and a lot of it had to do with kind of like sports stuff. But I immediately thought about conducting or singing, and how different it is when we're in front of people. And I started thinking about your quiz, and it's so different, isn't it? When you're in front of people.
The mirror doesn't judge.
Yeah. Well, right. And so no, we aren't, but he was. Yeah, because they gave a lot of information, but one of the things they do is that we immediately, when people are watching us, we immediately place ourselves in their eyes and then judge us the way that we think that they would. Yeah, it's totally screwed up, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. Let's work on the beginning. Good job.
So let's do just the soprano entrance, measure 3, and I'll conduct a big crescendo, decrescendo with the peak being on wheat, the one with the tenuto under it.
Okay. So we're starting with only the sopranos?
Only the sopranos, then
okay.
We'll add everyone else in. I'll give you a big one. I'll give you a 4-1.
Wow, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So when you watch the video, you're going to see the hand bob a little bit, and so that's cool. That'll be something you can work on. I don't want you to work on it right now because it doesn't work to work on things in front of other people. Okay, I just want you to look for that, and because I thought that it worked really well, it would work even better if you're able to do that. Can we bring the other parts in?
Yes. So I'm conducting entrances at the beginning, so I'm just going to give you like a this on measure 2. That just means like.
You know what? For once, we're not going to sing. He can play if you want him to play. And show us what that's going to look like at the beginning.
Okay.
So it's a practice without worrying about what the singers do.
Yeah, it's going to look like this.
Wow, do that. That was really good.
And then one.
That was,
Sopranos on.
yeah.
Keep thinking over here.
That was very strong.
Everyone in.
Here's what I want you. I don't want you to listen to the choir. Don't pay any attention to us. Yeah, do it again. That was excellent. That was really wonderful, and much better than the first time you did it when you were in front of us. Yeah, do it again. This time, when you get about 2 beats before the soprano, just turn about on beat 2, and then use your non-dominant hand. I'm trying to not say left hand, non-dominant hand. That the same way that you did on the first 3, which entrances. If you know what that means. You went weep, 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 almighty. And then I think you want a crescendo after that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then I think you'll get that crescendo.
Okay.
The main thing that we make a mistake on this is we bring people in too loud because we're worried they won't come in. And coming in at all is better than not coming in. But then we want a crescendo. Well, you can't have both those things, right? Yeah. And that's why we rehearse, so that people can come in the right volume without being loud but still be secure. Yeah. That was awesome. That was really awesome. Let me tell you something that he did that was really good. When he went for the crescendo, is he brought the hand down so low, and we just don't believe in that gesture in general. We just don't believe that the hand being this low can be powerful. And what you get is you get true neutrality there. Meaning if you go like this, that's something. So people will, the minute you go like this, they'll sing that. Meaning that's not the start of a crescendo, that's in the middle of the crescendo. But when you put the hand down here, you tell people, oh, something's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But it hasn't yet, which gives you a chance for that growth. And that's why that works so well. 1, 2, 3. Good job, Michael.
Are you guys doing the same bass or?
What was the question, Bettina?
There's 2 basses.
I'll sing the baritone.
All right. Are you willing to come over here just so she can cue and stuff? Yeah. I know it's. I try to avoid 5-part music in here for this reason, but.
I was trying to listen for like both the recording. I was like.
Did you find lots of bad recordings of this?
Yeah.
Kind of. There were some decent ones,
The silver swan, 1, 2, 3. Where do you want to go?
Whenever there's, oh gosh, what is it, 9, 10, 11, 12, there's like a kind of a decrescendo, but I don't know if I should like turn my hand or because
Okay.
I feel like it's just normal.
Yeah, let's look at it. So where's the top of the phrase in your, and where does it begin the decrescendo?
After thus sang, it kind of comes down until you hit more.
Okay. So if you bring your hand up a little bit of that and just go like this, like sometimes you could pretend that there's a ball right there and just go around the ball. And it makes a gentle, it makes a crest of the phrase where you go 1, 2, 3, right? As opposed to N, which kind of accents. And it's kind of a variation on the turning that. But if it's in that, that's a kind of a good way to do it. There's probably no place to start but at the beginning, is there?
Right.
So let's start at the beginning. So all you need to do for the beginning is just put the B handle and go. Just put it on 1 and just lift and breathe. So if you kind of give beat 1 and then go to beat 2, if you do it effectively enough, someone will come in early.
Okay.
The silver swan whose waving had known no the approach silent, silent Yeah, so you got we kind of got what we wanted there, didn't we? That's kind of a major cadence. Yeah, so I think do you kind of feel a ritronando a little bit in 13, and cadencing on 14, and then kind of beginning that end. Lost on lost no more.
Yeah.
What do you think about the bass, low bass, and the alto? Do they break between more and fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
And because I also heard the same break before the sopranos come back in.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So let me teach you something really easy for that for this spot. So everybody, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So just stop and pause a little bit. Here we go. Try that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And so it'll sound like this. Lost and lost no more. Does that make sense? So there can be a little ritronando in it, and then you just hold, and then you lift, and then we'll add that magic a little bit that you can't go. Dum, bum, 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 bum. You know what I'm saying? Just stop. Let's so it's in the basses and the altos who have to do it, and so boy, I do. How about if we start on the third measure of page 2? Basses on thus sang. Baritones on first and last, tenors on thus sang, altos on sang, or we could do a pickup if we wanted, and the sopranos are kind of in. Is that okay? Let's just start right on the edge of that. It's an awkward start, but. Thus sang the first and last. Yeah, try it again. So you see where it happens.
okay. Yeah.
So yeah, and so kind of when you get to 13, transfer your brain to alto or bass,
Okay.
and kind of mo, no, Try that again. So downbeat of where that ever it is. 11. Yeah, that's right. So now make a little bit less of a break. Let me show you. Everybody sing. Right at 11, thus sang, and T and thus sang, yeah. And so basses and altos. Did you take a breath in there? Yeah, you did. Very good. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just keep I hear the other part keep going.
I know, right? And so these are overlapping phrases through the cadence. Pretty typical of the 16th century. And so the sopranos will hold on, and they'll wait. They'll go all the way to beat 3, and so will the tenors and the baritones, right? And we're just adding that 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 1, 2, 3. Everybody try that and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's the way to make the end of cadences happen. Here we go. Last time, measure 11. Yes, that was awesome. And it just shows how easy it is to do those little musical things that are more than all of our thinking and ability level in terms of our brains. But how do you get a group of people to do it, right? And it's not complicated. There's not magic cutoffs. It's just 1, 2. And when you put your hands up, everyone will quit. Everyone will breathe. That should breathe, which in this case is the altos and the basses. Good. 1, 2, 3. Nice job. And we're back to April. And who is it?
Cameron. He's not.
Oh, Cameron's not here. And it's Jack. Jack is on weep.
We're gonna start piano and we're gonna stay piano for a bit.
1, 2, 3. Where do you want to go?
Well,
What do you love?
I liked the beginning pretty well. Around 7 we started getting lost. I was lagging behind the choir actually a little bit. I feel like that's going to be a problem if you practice in front of a recording.
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with practice in front of a recording, but remember, it's not conducting, it's dancing. And I love dancing. I'm a horrible dancer.
Well, you can still love something.
No, that's exactly right. I was just, but the point being is that when you listen to music and respond to it is different than being in front of people and having them respond to you, right?
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with doing it though. It's a great way to kind of learn it, but it is always a little bit of a shock when you're in front of a group. And so that's great. So where do you want to start?
Well, I feel like last time we started at the beginning. I feel like we could start at measure 7 with the alto entrance there, with alas.
Okay. So why don't we start altos on beat 2 and tenors on beat 4 and sopranos on beat 1 of the next measure and tenor basses on beat 1 of the 2 measures later. Is that good?
Yeah.
So all you need to do is look at the altos, put your hand on 1 and go, and just lift off 1 and breathe while you're lifting.
I got kind of lost.
That's really hard what you're doing, which is great. It's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I'll help you. So watch me do this. So I put my hand around 1 and I look at those altos and I go. Yeah. And here's your pitch. Sing it for me and. So why is that hard?
Well, for one thing, we have all these different entrances.
Yeah, it doesn't feel metrical. Guess what is true about music from the Renaissance music, period? It's not metrical, right? It sometimes is, because they were capable of thinking of things in groups of 3s and 4s as much as anybody. Yeah, but but they didn't feel any obligation. And it wasn't until what period did people feel an obligation to make a strong beat and a weak beat? What's that? It's classical. Spock still saw bar lines as something to put every once in a while so people could keep track of all those dumb notes that he was writing. But it wasn't until Mozart that beat 1 meant something. I think it took us hundreds and hundreds of years of even writing bar lines before we started to recognize the bar line for what it was. It was the beginning of something and the middle of something. So you want to try that?
Sure.
The ability to start in the middle of these pieces is nice though, because if you don't have to always start at the beginning, that's awesome. So trust yourself. What beat do you start on?
Beat 2. Well, beat 1.
Yeah, but they come in on beat 2. And then the next people to come in is the tenors on beat 4. So you're going to go 2, 4, and then if you trust and don't like freak out like, oh, that doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? It'll all work out. Yeah. So what'd you hear? What'd you think?
Well, it's still a bit of a problem, lagging behind the choir, but
Yeah?
altogether, yeah, I think we.
Okay. You think you're lagging behind the choir, or is the choir lagging behind you?
I think I am. I think the piano is trying to keep us on tempo a little bit.
Okay.
And then.
Try this. So we're in 4, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So take your hand, and you're going to give a little more point to it. You're going to go 1, 2, 3. And the minute that you start to come down, feel like it's on a slipper slide that it can only go one location. Like in a slipper slide, you can't go.
Slip and slide.
You guys didn't ride slipper slides when you were little? No, we called them slipper slides in Kansas. That's a slipper slide. Slip and slide? Oh, no, we said slipper slide. But I will try to adjust to the cultural realities of the foreign country that I live in. The slip and slide. It doesn't just kind of go, and then you end up over here, unless, of course, it's doing that, right? There is a point that it is going, and the minute your hand goes down, it goes to that spot, right? And there's no surprises. It's only bad, like, the kid who fell out. That's a surprise. That's no good. And there was always a lot of cement in the playgrounds I grew up in, so that meant major injuries. But now they're all worried about kids getting hurt and stuff, so everything's ruined for you guys. Do you guys have the jungle gym?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. How we all didn't die, I have no idea. You understand? So take your hand, go, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And the great thing about the slip and slide is that it kind of goes at a consistent speed. Like it doesn't go, right? So once you start down, think about it being a very consistent speed. Everybody do this with me. And up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So no hesitation once you start going down. And 1, 2, 3. Good. And now the next thing you do is rather than pausing at the top like the scared kids, where they go, you just get up and you go down. Didn't you have the most respect for people who got up the top, jumped down, and went down? Am I right? Nobody? Okay. And so what you want is down, 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 down. So not hesitation. No hesitation at the top of the slip and slide. Here we go. And everybody, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So you keep moving up until you go down. Up the stairs, down the stairs, down the stairs, up the stairs, upstairs, downstairs, up 10, 2, T. Okay? Want to try that?
Sure.
So right at the beginning, weep, oh my God. Don't worry about the musical details for right now. Just feel that sense of up, down.
When I was
down.
working on this, I was trying to avoid any patterns.
Oh, for right now, I don't care about the patterns. I care about the predictability of where the ictus is going to be.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for all I care, you can just go like this, down in the center. Yeah. But I want us to really feel where that ictus is.
Yeah.
Is this the same spot? Or no?
Oh, let's start right at the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Do that again. And again, don't worry about the pattern. It's just that sense of when you come down, so that we can, as a group, really feel where that next beat is. Because I think you really perfectly, accurately diagnosed that there was this hesitation between the choir and you. And so, what I know this is extremely early in all of your rehearsal process learning. Like, if this was a baseball game, this is where you got to pick out a mitt at the store. But the goal is always, what do you hear? What do you wish was different? I wonder what I can do while they're singing without stopping to change some of that. There'll be time for stopping later, but who's ever been in this group, right? Here we go. Sing with me, beginning. Stop. Can you guys sing that first note a little bit different? I need a little bit more point and accent to that. No, but it should be softer. Right? Already, you just want to kill the conductor, right? Because how are we supposed to get better unless you sing, right? And besides, no one joined choir to stop. They joined choir to sing, right? Yeah. And so always think about what that is. Good job, Jack. 1, 2, 3. Nice. So a couple details here on, first of all, so I'm grading you during the experience, and so I will go right after this class.